What time is it? Oh, we can get started, I guess.
Yeah, we can get started if there's no one else that we're waiting for. Okay, I'm just gonna mute you guys then. If you guys have any questions at any time, just unmute yourselves, okay? Yeah. Okay, so um, you guys cannot hear me, right? Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to talk about actually some household products that Atomy has because a lot of people think that, at least in my circle of friends, a lot of people think Atomy is just a skincare company. And it's because we do have some really amazing skincare products, and so people talk about them a lot. But what people don't realize is Atomy is actually just a shopping mall of a lot of other products too. So that's why tonight I want to go over some household products that Atomy has. Okay, and I'll share a bit about how maybe I share with other people too. But I just want to quickly talk about laundry products. So I'm not going to actually go into detail, and I'm not going to really show you guys any laundry products tonight. But it's actually one of the products that I don't share with people much because I find that because I had a few actually bad experiences with laundry products, and it was just due to people having different types of machines. And so what I found with laundry products was I couldn't consistently share with people because everyone had a different machine, so they all had different experiences. And so I was getting a lot of mixed reviews from laundry products. And some people would use it in a really old machine, and then they would complain that our products are not working, or whatever. And so that's why I try to stay away from laundry products, because if people end up liking Atomy or loving Atomy, they will just buy those things anyways. And I help people later on with laundry products, so I don't even want to touch that stuff because it's just a bit, it's kind of hard to share that because not everyone understands the value. So that's why when I'm sharing household products, I try to share the stuff that is used more often than just laundry products. So let's just get started with our eco products. So we have two products here in Canada. This is the eco zipper bag and the eco gloves. So if you guys have watched a lot of Mark's beautiful fruit displays, he uses these products quite a bit actually. And I'm just going to show you. So this one dispenses like that, and it's great. And this one, like this. Okay. And I know it's a plastic product, and a lot of people are a bit concerned about this because I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but the governments are trying to reduce plastic waste, and they're trying to eliminate a lot of plastic products over the next few years and things like that. So a lot of people don't understand why maybe Atomy has this, but to me, I actually really love this product because it doesn't have that petroleum smell. And the reason why is because this is actually made from a renewable resource. So it's actually made from sugarcane molasses. And the reason why I enjoy using this product is because this product is actually eco-friendly. So when it's manufactured, it's not as harsh, it's not as bad for the environment as regular plastic products. So what's special about this? Yes, like I mentioned, it's made from sugar cane. It's what they do with sugar cane is they put it through a process that extracts this ingredient called polyethylene, so PE. But because it's from sugar cane, it's called bio-PE. So if you guys see other plastic products that are not made from like a natural ingredient, but made from a petroleum product, that is just polyethylene, which is just PE. But this is bio-PE. And the thing about petroleum is that it's not a renewable resource. So that's the difference. This is from a renewable resource, and other stuff that you see is not from a renewable resource. So petroleum is actually very bad for the environment, the way they take it out of the ground and things like that. So that's why if you do have to use some sort of product like a bag or gloves like this, disposable gloves, I highly recommend these products because they're much better for the environment. They're not biodegradable. I have used some biodegradable products and they're terrible for this type of use. They disintegrate pretty fast. So that's why I haven't actually found anything better than this right now that is, not as harmful to the environment. So if you come across people that are so against this, you can explain to them the difference between this and regular polyethylene. Because polyethylene is actually the most common plastic ingredient found in the whole world. So just in case you didn't know that. So that's how I explain it to people. I do say like, yeah, I agree. It's not biodegradable. It's not the best thing for the environment, but the manufacturing process of this is much better for the environment. And it doesn't have that bad petroleum smell. And petroleum is a really bad chemical too, but some people don't mind. But I mean, if you can power your car with petroleum and also use the same thing for your stuff that touches your food, it kind of makes me kind of so that's how I explain it to people. But these are great because some people have eczema or something or whatever, because I have hand eczema too, and I use this for a whole bunch of stuff, and then I can just throw it away after, and I don't have to wash it or anything. So it's actually really good. It makes it very nice and easy. So I don't know if you guys have tried this. These are our tissue packs. So they come in a pack of 36. And I love these too. So I've been actually buying these for gifts. I've been dropping them off in people's packs and things like that. And they're great because at the back here, so that's what it looks like. At the back here, you can actually rip the plastic up like that. I don't know if you can see that. And you can actually use it as a dispenser, like that. So I've been throwing these into people's little gift bags, or even using it with the deep cleanser to wipe off the deep cleanser with people. It's flushable, it'll break up in water, so that's great. I actually gave a full pack of this to my friend who just had a baby, and she loves it because it doesn't contain the same like bleaching chemicals and things like that in this, so it's actually quite safe for a lot of people to use. So a lot of my friends now have new babies over the last year or so, and I've given a lot of these packs away, and they love it because it's better for the environment. It doesn't harm their kids. They haven't really had any problems with it, but it's great. And it makes really good stocking stuffers and things like that too. So if you haven't tried it yet, you should give that a try. And then next we'll talk about is our thermal bottle. So this is what it looks like when it comes in. I'm gonna just open it like this. And it comes actually in the plastic. So what Rebecca and stuff they were doing was they would actually put coffee sachets in the package like this, and they would just tie the top and gift it to people. And so I started doing that too, and it's actually really cool to do things like that. Oh, let me just shut this off. So, but I love our thermal bottle. So I'm just gonna show you in a sec why I love it. But it twists off like that. And then inside there's a filter. So this makes it really, this is brand new, so it's like stuck. So it's got this filter here. So it's really good for tea, if you're a tea drinker or things like that. It's all metal inside. So this is great for hot and cold, not just for hot. But the reason why I love this is because this is actually only $23, okay? I don't know if you guys know this brand. This is Clean Canteen. So this is actually a very well-known brand. And at the time when I bought this bottle with this lid was, including shipping and taxes, was over $60. That's all I can remember. This was over $60, and this one is, it's kind of hard to see, but this one is about 600 milliliters. This one is a slightly smaller one, but I couldn't believe it because this here, because you have to buy the lid separately, this and this was over $60. And then because I wanted a different lid that where you can just drink from it, kind of like this one. So if you do it like this, actually, these two bottles would be the same because they both have handles, right? But why I love this is because when you take this part off, you can drink with the filter there. But in order for this bottle to have the same, dispensing top, I had to buy another cap separately to go on top of it. And these two don't go on top of each other either. But I think when I bought this, it was like 10 bucks at that time. So the lid and this cap and this bottle was over $70 when I bought it. And I bought 3 of these. So I couldn't believe it. But this is actually a very popular brand. I'm never buying them again. Because the price that you pay for this is amazing. We've tested it out. We put ice in this, and the ice never melted after 24 hours. So if you're using it for the first time, I think you'll love it. And actually, the bottom too has a rubber grip. Okay, so that's why it's awesome. If you haven't tried it yet, you really need to give it a try because it even makes great, traveling things. Like when you're meeting people now, you can bring one out with you and have a coffee with people. You can mix it on the spot or whatever. So it's actually really good. I love it for that. And then we'll talk about the knives now. So when you buy the knives and the scissors, they come in a box like this. So it's a really pretty box. I love Atomy's packaging. Atomy always does such a good job with their packaging. Can you see that? It's a really thin, small box. So this box here is for the scissors. I'll show you what it looks like. It was like this. Okay, and then the knife is like this. The knife is like that. And it comes with a little brochure thing in many different languages, but that's what it looks like in the box. Beautiful knife. So I'm just going to do a quick demo here. But, it's actually quite funny. Before this came out, I actually bought this. And this pair of scissors here, I just found it randomly at like some Chinese shop. It was actually $25 for this. And the reason why I bought it was because it comes apart too. So that's why I'm like, oh, I love it, But I didn't realize something. When I bought it, I didn't realize it, but the blade is not straight. There's like a curve on it. And the actual blade itself is only like 2 inches long. So I couldn't believe it. I paid over $25 for this, and it's actually not that sharp anymore. I only used it for maybe like 10 times in total, and it's dull. It's dull now. And I've used this, I don't know how many times now. And even on Christmas, I actually cut a turkey in half with this pair of scissors, like down the breastbone. I actually cut it in half because of social distancing. We couldn't do like a big family dinner together. So I actually had to cut up a turkey down the middle in half with this and give my parents half a turkey. So I actually have a video of that. I'll share it with you guys. But I actually cut a turkey with this within a minute with a pair of scissors. And my dad thought I was crazy because, that's not what you do to a turkey. But so the other knife I showed you is the kitchen knife, and this one is the vegetable knife. And something about these knives, I got this when they first came out, and I was actually really surprised because when I used to buy knives, I used to buy German and Japanese knives like back in the day, just before someone stole my last set. It was actually quite expensive, so I stopped buying them. But when I used to buy these types of knives, when I got something similar to this, it was over $300. So that's why when Atomy came out with these knives, I actually thought like it can't be, because it should be more expensive than $106. So that's why I was actually quite surprised. And since getting it last year, I haven't sharpened them yet. It's been almost a year now, and they are starting to feel a bit dull, but they haven't, they still cut pretty good. And I love it because it doesn't rust. It's made out of a really high quality stainless steel material. So that's why, even like my mom, who's not like a professional chef or anything, she loves it. A lot of people love this. And a lot of people didn't realize that they would love it until I actually showed them what it can do. So I'm just going to demonstrate how sharp it is when it's first out of the box. And also be careful when you're taking this out, because the last time I gave this to someone, they almost cut off their hand because of where it's attached in the box. It's really easy to kind of cut your hand this way when you're taking it out, so just be careful. But this is the knife that's just out of the box. I'll show you how sharp it is. I don't like doing this because it's kind of like giving yourself a paper cut. It's just like kind of like cutting through butter. Okay, and this is the one that I've been using for almost a year now. So this one's not going to be as sharp. It's like kind of, I still kind of got it, but it's not cutting as well. See? Kind of cutting, but it's a lot harder. You see that? But the one from the box, the new one. It's really sharp. So that's why if you don't have one of these, you definitely need one of these. Okay. Do you guys have any questions yet? No? Everyone's good? Let me just quickly put these away. The next thing I'll show you is the kitchen products. So these are actually some of my favorite products. I use it all the time because I cook every day. So I'm just going to show you some stuff here. So this is actually one of the newer kitchen products. It's the metal scrubber. This is what it looks like when it's brand new. This one here is actually my original one that I got from last year when it first came out, okay? I purposely haven't opened up another one. This is actually the second one in my pack. So when you buy them, it's a 2-pack. I just took my second one out of the pack because I'm still using the first one after a year. This thing doesn't smell. It doesn't look as nice as this one, but it's been almost a year now. It doesn't smell. It still works. It doesn't work as well as the brand new one, but I mean, it's been almost a year. It hasn't rusted. It doesn't work as well, but it still works pretty good. So if anyone's wondering how long these things last, like if you can imagine what Asian people cook in their household and how much food they burn, you can imagine how many times I've used this product. I've used this at least 10 times a month, right? So you can do the math there. So I was actually quite surprised. So I'm gonna still keep using this, but my daughter's kind of getting a little bit annoyed because it doesn't do such a good job as a new one, and she keeps asking me for it, but I'm like, nope, just keep using this because I need to see how long it lasts. So it's still going, but it doesn't look pretty, but it's okay. And then this one, you guys know what this is. This is our dish, sponge. So you can see how sharp our knife is. we accidentally cut the sponge up all the time. But when I took this out, it was back in November 2020. November 2020. So end of November, I took this out and I haven't replaced it yet. But I mean, it's falling apart, so we might have to replace it soon because we keep cutting it. But this is antibacterial. It doesn't smell. It has a really nice size holes, so it retains soap really well, and it works really well with our dish detergent too. But it has a very nice kind of ergonomic design. So holding it is really nice. It has a little holder for you to kind of grip if you need. I believe this is German made too, but it comes in 3 layers and they all have like a different function. This is the most abrasive side and this is the softer sponge side. But if you're gonna gift someone these sponges and these metal things, maybe just give people 1 each because this probably lasts longer than skincare. Okay, so this is another one that my mom tried to make me buy. So this is what happens to other brands when they dry up. When they're dry, it's like hard, it's super small and deformed. And believe it or not, I did an experiment with this. This is the Scotch-Brite brand or whatever that brand is. My mom was in love with this because she could go to Costco and buy like a pack of 50 or something for, I don't know, or 30. And they work out to be like $1 each. And my mom would like go crazy and she would love that stuff so much. But she was actually throwing these out every 2 weeks to 4 weeks because they didn't last very long. And this one, if you can see, it's like disintegrated. This one actually only, I think this one was only about 3 weeks. And it just fell apart. I had to stop using it. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stick with this blue sponge. I'm just gonna talk to you a little bit about this dish soap. Just in case you don't know anything about this, this is the most versatile soap I've ever used in my whole entire life. It is naturally derived, so it's made from plants. It contains calamansi, so that fruit there. So if you know what calamansi fruit is, it's kind of like a lime. So I think a lot of you should know what that is. So this fruit actually contains 30 times more vitamin C than lemon. So that's really good for, keeping your hands soft and things like that, but it also has like a cleaning power to it too. So that's why this product is really great. And I actually have replaced a lot of products around my home because of this product. So I'm just gonna quickly show you. So this is an old shampoo bottle. So I just filled it up with dish soap. So you guys can do things like that too, but I don't know if you guys know like these sprays, like all-purpose spray, disinfecting wipes. I've been able to mix this soap with water to replace products like this. I also make floor cleaner, tile cleaner, granite cleaner. I've cleaned mirrors with this too, and it doesn't leave any streaks. I've cleaned almost anything. I've even washed my car with it. I've washed my roof outside with it too. I wash everything with it. And if you guys want to write this down, all I do is this one is almost a liter, but for a bottle like that, this is like 950 milliliters. But for every liter, roughly, I only mix in half a tablespoon of soap. So for every liter, all I do is mix half a tablespoon of soap in it. And it becomes like this really sudsy, even though it's only half a tablespoon, it's really sudsy. So you can see that. I don't know if you can see. So you don't have to rinse your surfaces or anything. You can just make something like this. And then you don't have to buy stuff like this anymore. You can use like sprays at home. Because when I was buying this, they're roughly about $5 a bottle. And we were going through this stuff pretty fast because we have kids at home and it's just dirty everywhere all the time. So I realized, you know what? A lot of our money actually goes into these types of bottles. If you can believe it, this bottle is actually over 2 years old and it's still working perfectly fine. So if you think about it, these bottles actually last a really long time. So you know what? They're probably putting in a lot of, money into making these types of bottles. So that's where your money is going, into these types of products. So that's why it's been over 2 years now, or roughly something like that. We haven't actually bought anything like this anymore because of this dish soap. I can make so many different products and it works really well. And if you want to make disinfecting wipes, see, I made my own jar of disinfecting wipes. And all I did was I used, like I couldn't do the demo today because I already made a whole bunch of these bottles, so I didn't have any more left. But basically, if you have like a cookie jar lying around or you have one of these lying around, you can actually save these containers. You just take off the lid, right? And you can make your own disinfecting wipes with this. And all you need is something like Bounty paper towel. This is not a toilet paper roll. This is paper towel. Okay, and what I did was I actually cut it in half. So the half went in here and then it's like a big roll like that. So for my cookie jar, I had to cut it in half. And all you do is mix a solution of isopropyl alcohol. So this is what I use to make disinfecting wipes. Isopropyl alcohol, it's 99%. And all you do is you just mix this one to 70% alcohol, because 70% is like rubbing alcohol, which is what disinfects. So if you want to make your own disinfecting wipes, all you need is a few things if you want to quickly write this down. But for a cookie jar like this, I use half a roll of Bounty paper towel, but it's really fat. So you actually have to remove the outer layer until it can fit inside. And you just make sure that you remove the center roll here, this brown paper roll. You just kind of push it down and then pull it out. Make sure you remove that because you don't want it inside your mixture. Okay, it's going to turn into a big bowl of poop and you don't want that. And then you just have to rip out the outer layer, until your paper towel can fit your container, just like that. And then when you get it inside, what you do is you make, for half a paper towel roll, you make 500 milliliters of liquid, okay? So the math would be 150 milliliters of water. I can't do the math. If you want to make disinfectant wipes, add in 150 milliliters of water, 5 milliliters of Atomy dish soap, and then 345 milliliters of 99% alcohol. Does that make sense? Because when you do the math, that works out to be 70% for this alcohol. And then you have disinfecting wipes. So the reason why I have dish soap inside the disinfecting wipes is because depending on what surface you're cleaning, if the surface has a little bit of oil, this dish soap will break through all that and it will give you a really nice clean. And because you don't have to rinse off, your surfaces will look really nice and clean. And another reason why I make this is because a lot of us have eczema. So when we're using products like this, it actually contains a lot of chemicals, and they're not very good for the environment either. So this one is so versatile that I make over 15 products now with this dish soap. So that's why people say this dish soap is really expensive. Well, I tell them it's actually not really dish soap because I use it for like 100,000 different things, right? You can even eat it if you wanted to, but it's gonna taste really gross because it is a food grade. So you can even use it to wash your vegetables. So I'm just gonna quickly show you what you can actually do with other people. Because, you can share information with people, but if they don't really see what you're doing, they might not really understand. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna do a quick demo. So to wash like fruits and vegetables, you don't need that much soap. I generally use, I don't know, a smidge, like a spoon. That's like a teaspoon. And what I would get for washing vegetables is getting a large bowl or some sort of bin or something where you can hold water, because you can keep reusing this water. And then I'm just gonna pour the water in. So you wanna get the dish soap in first and then pour the water over that so that it'll break up the soap. So there's a whole bunch of stuff you guys can wash. So I have here, so one of the best things that I think is good to show people is how it cleans broccoli. You guys know what that is? You know what broccoli is, right? That green thing that makes you poop, okay? I'm a mom, so I can say those things. But yeah, so with broccoli, all I do is I just leave it in the water for like a minute or something. And then what else do we have here? I don't know if you guys know what this is. You guys know what that is? If you are looking for something to buy from me, this is something you can buy from me, okay?
Really? Dragon plant, right? Dragon fruit.
It's dragon fruit. This is the variety from Vietnam. And I wash stuff like this too, even though you don't eat the skin. But one time in the top here, there was a huge spider. I don't know where it came from, but I dropped it into the water and then this body kind of floated up to the top. So now I always wash this because you don't know what's on your fruit, especially if they're imported. So I just leave it in there too, like that. And then even oranges, I would wash them. And I would just throw them in the water like that. Another thing I like to wash too are apples. So something to keep in mind, if you're washing your fruits and vegetables, just make sure that you eat them pretty soon after, because a lot of our fruits and vegetables are actually covered in some sort of like wax. And the reason for that is so that it can look pretty. So it has like a really nice shine to it, right? They like to put that wax on so it looks fresh, it looks, delicious, but also it keeps the fruit longer. So it helps prolong the life of the fruit. But you don't want to eat this stuff because some people are actually allergic to the film on this. But another thing to keep in mind too is you don't know where your fruits and vegetables have been. And especially if you're going to eat the skin of something, you don't know who's touched it. You don't know who sneezed on it. You don't know who's licked it, because we don't actually know, where our fruit comes from, right? So we have to be careful and, wash everything. So what I'm going to do now is grab a pair of these gloves. So these are our latex gloves. They are great because, especially for people who have sensitive skin. Oh, I should have showed you. They do come in a pack like this. They come in a pack like that of 2 pairs. So I just pulled one out. But one order of the gloves actually gives you 2 pairs. And this one is the medium size. I'm gonna double check what size that is. And oh, I have scissors. I should use the scissors. So I love these because it has hooks. It doesn't irritate my skin. I've worn this stuff for cooking, cleaning, whatever. I use it for everything. I have a pair for the bathroom and use it there too. and they last forever. Like this is actually a broken one, so I'm gonna throw it away. But look at how, like, I have nails here. I'm used to use my nails. Like I'm trying to puncture this. You can see that. I'm trying to, and I can't do it. These are really durable. I'm trying to break it, but I can't. I'm really trying, okay? I can't do it. Like that's how durable they are. And they also have these textures on the fingers. So this is why it makes cleaning so much easier. So what I'm gonna do is just put my hand in these gloves. And then because of the texture, you can rub things. Even though the soap already does a good job with cleaning, I just do this to kind of give it a little bit of help. Oops, a little bit slippery. Plus it's grippy too, so you want something to help you. But yeah, I only leave it in here for maybe about 5 minutes or so, or less. It doesn't take that long. You could actually just wash each one individually if you want, but I don't have time to do that, so I normally just throw everything into a big bowl of water and soap. But just like that, and then you can just throw it into water to rinse off. So I'm just going to show you something with the broccoli. So all the waxy stuff is actually already off. So I'm just going to take all this out. And if you actually do enough like fruits and vegetables, because I can actually use this bowl for a lot more vegetables, and that's why I'll probably keep this to wash more stuff after. But if you actually wash a lot of fruits and vegetables in your water is actually going to start turning brown. Yeah, so if you want to give it a try, you should give it a quick rinse. But all I did with the broccoli was I just put it in downwards. I'm gonna show you something. I'm just gonna. Can you guys see the broccoli? So, if you're ever wanting to show people how dirty our food is, you can use broccoli. So you see the color? So there's already a difference in the color. But you know, for those that just use water to wash, like I'll just dip this in water. Because I know some of my friends do this. So I have a bowl of water here. I'm just gonna dip the. So I just dip that in water and it's still the same color. Okay, so I know people who eat broccoli who don't even wash it. And you're actually eating whatever they put on top of this. And here's another thing that I do too, to show people how, you know, what clean broccoli looks like. So when you actually pour water over it, just take a look at what happens with this one. So the water is actually going through the broccoli. But take a look at this one. It's actually falling just over the broccoli. The water can't penetrate the broccoli. Can you guys see that? So that's what I like to show people. And then they like freak out because they don't realize how dirty their food is. So I think broccoli is not too bad because it's not one of the most dirtiest, you know, fruits and vegetables that we eat, but it does still contain a lot of dust and dirt and whatever. And depending on the grower, there might be some pesticides on it or something that's creating that film. But even if you use water, it actually doesn't get rid of it. As you can see, I just did that live demo. You saw the difference in the color too. So, and then next, so does anyone have any questions so far? No, you guys good? Okay. So that, did I miss anything? I feel like I missed something, but no. Okay, so next I want to talk about real quick our pots and pans. And so I'm just going to show you here. So I purposely left this one. So this is our pan. I'm just going to do a quick demo for you guys in a second, but I purposely left it so it's dirty. So this here is the wok. I'm actually going to turn on another screen so you guys can have a closer look if you want. So I'm just gonna quickly connect. So if you guys want to have like a closer view, you guys can. Here is my heating. Or maybe it won't work. No? It has to be over here. No, I can't go close. Okay, it's okay. I'll just hold it up close for you guys. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys this first because this is something that is actually going to be coming back as a special order, I believe. And this is actually my favorite kitchen tool. It's the wok. So this is what it looks like. And I've been using this now for years and it's still in mint condition. I've banged this so many times. I've brought it to camp. I've done so many things with this and it's so versatile. It's just like the pots and pans. If you guys have never used the wok before, it is also made of 5-ply metal, stainless steel metal, medical grade, and it retains heat like magic. It's magical, just like the pots and pans. I love it. And the reason why, one of the reasons why I love this one is because the base is actually very well balanced for this wok. So when you're cooking, it's actually really hard to tip it. It's actually really hard to tip this one. It's very heavy, but it's not too heavy for you to clean it. So don't get lazy, okay? You need to clean it. But this product is great because it retains heat really well. You don't have to cook on high heat. You cook on medium or even less. So when I'm deep frying, I have this that is included. They give you a rack for your deep frying and you put it on there like that. So I love that. And then it comes with a steaming tray too. Like that. So that's why this product is actually really underpriced. Because if you compare this material, the build, and all the accessories that it comes with, it's actually quite inexpensive because the only comparable one I was able to find is actually one by KitchenAid. I think it's KitchenAid, and that one was $250. This one was less than that. But that one was $250 and it only comes with the bottom and the lid. It didn't have anything else. And my friend was bragging about that one, but then I showed him ours and it comes with all these other parts. And he was like, oh my God, because, you know, especially in Asian cooking, we do a lot of steaming, there's a lot of frying or whatever. So this is such a versatile product. And it goes really well with our pots and pans that are available right now in the shop.
Dinah, do you want to adjust your camera?
Adjust it to.
Dinah, yeah. We want to see your face.
Oh, okay. Can you see? Okay, there you go. I didn't even notice my head just cut off. Thank you. So yeah, so the pots and pans, same thing as the wok. So if you're enjoying the pots and pan right now, you really do have to keep an eye out for the wok if it does come out, because you don't want to miss it. I use it for everything. So I'm going to get a second one because we do a lot of steaming and deep frying sometimes at the same time. And this one doesn't burn my food and it cooks food really fast too. So that's why it's such a really good product. I'm just going to show you what happens when you see that color there? So when I first got this product, I'm so used to using the wok. So when I first got this pot in, I accidentally almost set the house on fire because this thing warmed up so fast. It took about 2 seconds. So when I realized it was already overheating, it discolored. So you can see how, I don't know if you can see the color difference, but this is the color that it should be, but it turns to like a yellow color. But don't worry, if your pots and pans discolor like this, you actually just use a bit of vinegar and wipe it off and it should come off. Or baking soda works really well too. But just be careful because these things don't actually require a lot of heat. So I'm just going to move this actually. I'm going to move my camera so that you guys can actually see more. Okay. So I'm just going to actually do a quick demo here to show you how this thing works. So that's why I purposely left my pan to show you how non-stick it can still be. So this morning I cooked some, what did I do? I cooked eggs and things like that in here and I just left it so that I could use it for right now. But I'm just going to show you the temperature that you turn on for these pots and pans should be medium or less. Okay, don't cook it on high. And it only takes about a second to warm up. So I'm just going to show you here with some water how fast it warms up. I'm just going to put that there. So I'm just going to make some just quick scrambled eggs just to show you the non-stick kind of how non-stick it is. I'm using a hot pot stove and I don't cook with this much, so bear with me. I don't know where medium is. So it's already steaming and it'll like boil and float into the air really soon. So yeah, for the price that we pay for this, we don't actually pay that much. It's an amazing product. And it's gone through a lot of beating for me and it's still perfectly fine. So I'm just gonna scramble some eggs. So when it boils like this, I know it's already warm enough. So I'm just gonna turn it down. You don't need it that high. When it reaches the temperature, you don't want the temperature to be so high and like for a long period of time, because that's how you discolor your pots and pans. As you can see, that's what I did. So I'm just gonna let that water disappear. So there's something you can do if people are not sure how to figure out the temperature of your pots and pans. There's something that you can tell people to do. It's called the mercury water test. So if you guys know what mercury is, yeah. It'll actually, if you throw water on a pan that is the right temperature, it'll actually turn into little beads. This one is actually kind of spraying, so it's actually a little bit too hot. But if you do the mercury water test, which is, I don't know if I can do it now, it's a little bit too hot, I think. But I already just turned it down to low. But yeah, that's already too hot. I can't do that mercury water test for you guys. But if you guys do the water test, it should turn into little beads and roll around the pan. And that's how you know it's hot enough. Okay. So I'm just gonna let the water disappear. Okay. Yeah, it feels pretty good. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil. You don't actually need a lot of oil with this product. So if you're trying to be healthier or something, this pan is actually amazing because you don't need to add that much oil. You don't need to add that much water to steam. So it's actually really great, especially because you only need to cook it on like maybe low to medium heat. There's not much oil, so I'm just trying to help it spread. And another thing too about your pots and pans is you don't actually have to season it as long as you turn the temperature up to maximum of medium, but you give it time to warm up. That's how you make it non-stick. Because a lot of people use stainless steel and they don't like it because they find that it sticks too much to their food. And that's because you didn't allow your pots and pans to heat up enough before you added food. Okay, so as long as it's warm enough, I'm gonna turn it back up to medium. So as long as it's warm enough, it won't stick. Okay. So I'm just gonna add some eggs. So normally this would probably stick like glue. It's too hot, so it's bubbling a lot already. Trying to make scrambled eggs. But you see it's cooking around. So look at that. It just pulls apart. So as long as and it's a dirty pan too, I have food residue everywhere and it's still non-stick. Okay. I didn't actually put that much oil in, but that's it. I actually turn off the heat now because the rest of the heat's gonna cook the eggs. And then that's it. It only took, I don't know, 30 seconds to cook this.
Now I'm hungry.
Just eggs. But then that's it. And then you can add whatever you need, but it doesn't actually stick. So I actually turned it off now. And I didn't put that much oil, but it just comes right off. See? And that's it. So, yeah. So yeah, do you guys have any questions?
You are amazing.
You're amazing too. I tried to do that fast so that you guys can get back to your life.
No, I learned a lot from you actually today. Like that dispenser, like the empty bottles of shampoo. That is actually I'm gonna share it to all the members that I know. You did a really great job tonight. So thank you for always, like giving us new ideas. You're amazing, Diana.
That's what I do, the empty bottle shampoo.
Yes. Try to read news. There's stuff everywhere that we can read news, right? And you can save money too, especially if you're not buying the dish detergent now. Now you have a reason why. Okay. And if it starts selling out, then I'm gonna get mad at you guys. So don't buy all of it. Then you guys can unmute if you guys want to say anything or whatever. Oh, there's so many of you guys in the chat. Yeah, the pot, the walk was actually like 235. So it's actually very, very, like, it's just cheap, I think, to me. So, because I've actually thrown away a lot of woks in my lifetime. In the last 5 years, I've thrown out maybe 6 of them because they've rusted or they've actually broken or whatever. And one of them was so bad, like poorly made, it actually tipped over when I was cooking and all my food fell out all over the stove. So that's how I know this wok is really good. So when it does come out, you guys better grab one.
That was a great presentation.
You guys have fun? No questions? Nothing?
That was really good. I really liked how natural you sounded.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Diane, I have a question.
Yeah,
The what is a long stick, and before the heat is up, just put the oil and until the wok is the heat is higher than cook, right?
So for me, what I do is I don't add anything to my pots and pans and woks until it's up to the correct temperature.
Okay, then how many degree of the temperature?
I don't know how many degrees, so that's why I recommend you using the mercury water test. So it's not actually mercury that you're using to test, but what you're doing is you take some water like this, right? And when you put it on your pan, when it's at the right temperature, it will actually start to turn into little beads of water and it'll roll around like effortlessly on your pan. So that's called the mercury water test for making your stainless steel pots and pans non-stick. So
Okay. Okay, the mean is put the oil before hot or
I put it after.
after.
Yeah,
Or when the wok is hot, then we put oil.
yeah, that's what I do because when your stainless steel pots and pans are not at the right temperature, like not hot enough, what's going to happen is food will just stick onto your pots and pans and things like that, right? And that's because when it's below the right temperature, there is too much, I don't know what the scientific thing is, but basically when it's the right temperature, it actually creates a small air pocket in between your pots and pans and your food. So when it's the right temperature, there's actually a very tiny pocket of air in between your food and your pots and pans. That's why it's non-stick. But I can't explain why that happens, but I just know that your pots and pans will stick if you don't allow it time to warm up. And it only takes about 30 seconds to warm up too. Just like
okay.
that's how I like almost set my pots and pans on fire because when I got this, because it's smaller than the wok, this thing. So I was just thinking like, it's like the wok, it needs a little bit of time to warm up, but my food almost burnt in that too and my pot turned yellow because I just didn't realize that it actually warms up really fast. And because of the metal that Atomy uses or whoever makes it, because of what they use, it retains heat too. So you don't have to actually cook on that high temperature for a while. But yeah, when I say high, I mean like medium.
I recommend my friend to buy this one, but she say, "Oh, I'm looking for non-stick, but the information do not mention about non-stick. That's why she's still thinking."
Yeah, if you want to make it non-stick, you just tell people to turn it up to medium and leave it until it warms up enough, and just maybe do a Google search on mercury water test for stainless steel pots and pans. And there's a lot of demonstrations online on how to do that. It's actually really easy. You'll see the water running around on the pots and pans, and that's how you know when it's at the right temperature. So if people are concerned about making a non-stick, that's all you do, that you just allow it time to warm up.
Oh, now time to warm up. Oh, I see. What about this detergent and how many drops put into the water for wash vegetable? How many drops?
It depends on how much you're washing, but I would recommend like, so that bowl I used was I put maybe 4 liters of water in. Yeah, it's about 4 liters, and I used maybe a teaspoon of soap. And there's actually still enough cleaning power in this. So I'm just gonna show you. So there's still, it's been sitting here, but there's still soap in this water. And do you see how the water is not clear? That's because it's all from the vegetable and the fruit, just from those things I washed. The water's like milky.
Yeah.
So that's pretty dirty, but I use about a teaspoon and 4 liters. But you kind of test it out depending on how much you wash, because if you're washing a lot of vegetables or something, you might need more. But you just keep, I don't know, just try a teaspoon at a time. A little goes a long way with the soap.
No, not overuse, right?
I mean, you can't overuse it, but it's up to you if you do. But it would be a waste if you overused it because it's not much to actually clean things. It's very, very concentrated, like a million times concentrated more than like palm olive. Okay. It's very powerful. So that's why I don't think it's really a dishwashing liquid. It's more of just like a cleaning liquid. It works for everything. And it even works on my laminate flooring. And because of
Mhm.
the residue, it's really nice.
You know, my husband really like it. He say it's it will not hurt your skin because sometimes you use another hand soap, it's hurt your skin. But that one, this detergent, your skin feel really, really comfortable.
Yeah, yeah. It's because of the calamansi in it.
Uh.
The fruit. It makes your skin really nice and soft. It's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Mhm.
Wow, you're expert.
You know it, a lot of people say that to me now, like, oh, you know so much or whatever, but it's actually just because I've been using it for a few years now, and
Mhm.
so I just know these things from experience. It's not like I have a Atomy study guide or anything, like a secret Atomy study guide. No, I don't. I have the same materials as you guys, and all I do is I just keep using stuff, and that's how
How
I
long you have been used?
Atomy products I've been using for over 3 years now.
3 years. Okay. Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, and there's always new products. So that's why, I mean, if you're serious about Atomy, you should just buy whatever comes out and try it and see if it works for you or your friends, whatever. But you learn more when you have your own experience. I mean, you can watch as many YouTube videos as you want or whatever in Zoom, but sometimes it's hard to really understand until you can touch it yourself, see it yourself, try it on your face or whatever, you know, like unless you have those types of experience, sometimes it might be hard to think of things to say to people, or you know, when people have questions, you're like stuck because you can't think of it, and just because you might be lacking a little bit of real experience yourself.
Okay, I have a question. The bigger one, the bigger one, the what?
The what?
This one is it can make it long stick.
Yeah. So it's all, so everything in Atomy that is cookware, it's all made out of the same material.
Oh, I see.
Everything's the same. So the construction, everything, and they use spot welding. So spot welding is like there's no screws.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything is the same, and spot welding is actually the one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive.
Yes, it is. And it's the best for cooking because if the joints is there, you don't wash it well, it's hygienated, it's no good. You get the food poisoning when you do next cooking. Yeah, because me and my husband, we went to a cookware shop. They told us, and they sell very expensive, $2,000 for a set.
Oh, okay. Well, compared Atomy, that Atomy is absolutely price, absolutely quality, eh?
You see the handle here too? That's spot welding. Oh, it's kind of dirty. Sorry.
Well, I'm waiting for the big one coming.
But another thing too, just in case you didn't know, usually you would only find this sort of like welding on like luxury or high-end pots and pans. And for the price that you pay, I would not say this is high-end, but you know, because of the construction and the materials they use, it is actually better than some of the high-end stuff that I've bought before too. And for some reason it retains heat really well, because I have other 5-ply cookware that I use, but I find that when I do a comparison of the two, the other one that I have always burns my food, because I actually have to turn the other ones onto a higher temperature to cook, because I just can't seem to cook food fast enough with my other stuff. But then this stuff, I actually have to turn the temperature down to cook really fast.
Okay. Diane, I have a question. The hair care product, excuse me, shampoo, the condition, treatment, and is the first one do the shampoo and the second one do the treatment, right? And then the last one is do the condition.
I think the
No?
afterwards, right? Are you saying like what order do you use it in, or?
No. Which one is the first? The first one is a shampoo.
Yeah.
Second one is a condition or treatment.
So you want to wash your hair first because it's dirty.
Yeah.
And after washing your hair, use the conditioner to soften it up or whatever. It leaves a nicer smell, whatever. And then I believe the treatment you would use afterwards when you're out of the shower. So it's kind of like hair tonic. I don't know if you can use our hair tonic.
Okay. The treatment is do we need to do any time or just once a week, the treatment?
I actually don't use the treatment, so I don't know. Maybe Rebecca knows.
I do it whenever I wash my hair. I just follow the instruction. Shampoo first, then treatment, then conditioner. So I must the treatment. Yeah.
Yeah, because I watch the website, the step, the first one, the shampoo, second one is treatment, and the third step is a conditioner. Well, but somebody say treatment, you don't need to do it, or maybe once a week, somebody say you have to do it every time.
I think it depends too if you color your hair.
Okay.
I think you need more. I don't know how often you would do it, but my friends use it 2 or 3 times a week just to make their hair healthier because they dye their hair so much they look like a crazy old lady. So when you use the treatment,
let me answer. Because when we're talking about hair, most importantly is when you read about any product, right? You want to know the function of the product. So what is this product doing? So the hair treatment is to help repair dry, damaged, brittle hair, right? So if you have dry, damaged, brittle hair, which means you're going to want to use the treatment more often. But if you have hair that is like Dahlia or someone who doesn't really do any strong chemical treatment, then using it once a week is more than enough. But if someone who has lots of color, they can use it every time they shampoo. And some people, instead of leaving on for 2 minutes, you can leave it on for 20 minutes. Because you really want the product to absorb into your hair.
Oh,
so
I see.
We have different ways of using different products based on the need of the individual and what they want from the product. Because remember, every product in Atomy is healing using very active plants. So I don't think you can overuse it. But what Diana is saying, sometimes, you don't need to use that much because you're going to waste, it's wasteful. If you use it every day, it's not going to make your hair really oily or greasy or drying if you do use the treatment all the time. But it's not necessary. It's just a peeling gel. You don't need to use a peeling gel every day, but those who use it every day, they're not going to cause damage to the skin either. So our products are super safe, very healing with the ingredients that we have. And the treatment, I think everyone should use, but of course not everyone will use because not everyone thinks that they need it, right? But imagine you do a treatment for your hair even once every 2 weeks. Your hair will be smoother, more silkier, just by, treating it. It doesn't necessarily always have to be only for damage, but that's what it does. It nourishes the hair. And then and the other thing
Rebecca, doesn't it also help to promote hair growth?
Promoting hair growth is more the hair shampoo and the hair tonic. Because when we shampoo, we're supposed to leave it on for about 2 minutes, and the active ingredients are going to help revitalize the scalp and also revitalize the hair root. Okay, and the hair tonic is a leave-in. So the hair tonic has very active plants again, it's like fertilizer for your hair root. So it nourishes the hair follicle, and that's why your hair seems to promote hair growth. So even if you don't have hair loss, you can still use the hair tonic.
Yeah.
But people who have hair loss, they would actually see really good results with the hair tonic.
So the hair tonic, I've actually been putting it on my eyebrows just to see.
No way. I should do that.
Growing back, including places that I'm touching by accident.
Really?
No, I'm not. I don't want to show you, but I have a unibrow now too. So.
Oh,
That's
maybe
what
I
I'm
should
thinking.
try.
Careful.
People buy those eyebrow growing wax, right?
So you don't need to buy it. It's making my hair thicker, and I accidentally touched this part, and now I have baby hairs growing in between my eyebrows. So
Oh,
where you touch, you might potentially stimulate some growth there.
yeah.
So,
I need it for my eyelashes then.
No, that cannot.
Oh, no.
you might lose your eyeballs.
Yes, I need it to grow.
It's a bit
But
sticky.
I want to talk a little bit about the 5 flies, because Diana was saying how come it stays so hot and it retains the heat so well, so evenly. Our CEO actually has a video, but I forgot which video, where to find it. And he says that the difference between our metal, our stainless steel, is because it has been pounded so many times repeatedly. So let's say other companies, they only pound the metal maybe 5 times. We would have pounded, like a lot more, maybe 15 times. And that takes away the porosity of the metal. So it will be more compact, it will be more tight. Does that make sense? So our metal is very, very tight. That's why it's so heavy, because it's so compressed. So there's no cheapness in the metal that we use, and there's no porosity. That's why the air and the heat does not escape. And that's why the heat is so nice and even, and the taste of the food is so much better because everything is retained inside the pot because of how we made the metal. And that is a technology, and the way it is being done is very repetitive, which takes more time and more work to get it to the porosity that they wanted it. Make sense?
What was that word that you said again? Porosity.
Porosity, porous. Like when you look at a sponge,
Porous.
it's very porous. It has a lot
Bubbles.
of holes.
More like porous is roughness and
Yeah.
porous.
And when you pound it, it takes away the air and the porosity of the metal. So even metal, there's ones that can bend easily and some that are very hard to bend because there's no porosity. Okay, that makes it very strong. So our steel has been pounded many, many times. I don't know the number of times, but a lot more than any other stainless steel pots out there. That's why ours is so unique and so much more effective, although we don't know why, but he did explain it in one of his videos. I just can't remember which one. If I find it, I'll forward it to everyone to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good to know, and it saves.
But I don't cook, so thank you so much, Diana. You did an awesome job today. That is a very, very thorough and very informative as always. And I'm sure everyone learned a lot to pass to all their members, huh?
Oh, yes. We've learned a lot today.
Yeah, amazing.
You can even use grapes too. Grapes are really good to do the dish detergent test thing to show people how dirty grapes are. That's actually another one that's really good.
Mm-hmm. But I have a question for the car washing, Diana. How much portion is that really safe to wash the car? It doesn't really scrape the paint or anything.
Something
Yes.
no,
I use it too.
Was it a
Sometimes I wash my
proportion
car.
though? Was it a bucket? And how much portion of the
I do,
liquid?
I do enough until there's just enough bubbles. So I add it like 1 tablespoon at a time only.
Okay, for a bucket. Yeah.
So it really depends on how much water you have. But just
Oh.
like a tablespoon at a time because
Mhm.
this thing is so concentrated, so you don't need that much too. But I do use
That's right.
a teaspoon. I use maybe my bucket is like maybe 16, 20 liters, and
20 liters. Yeah.
I do like a tablespoon for every gallon, maybe, or something like that, until there's enough bubbles.
Oh, okay.
It's natural, so it's and eco-friendly, so it's safe to use outside.
It's safe. Okay.
Plants.
All right. Let's.
I know it doesn't harm plants because I poured this on my vegetable garden and it actually kept growing, so it doesn't harm.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Yeah. Let's get rid of all this Canadian Tire cleaning for these cars now.
I have a whole cabinet of old chemical products and I haven't touched any of them because I just keep using this dish soap for everything.
Mhm. That's good.
Yeah,
Thank
actually,
you.
I
Thank
use
you.
it for my car. And it's really very, very clean.
Mm.
I've even
Yeah, I wash my car with a dish detergent and the old sponge. I actually use it with my car. So every time they notice that, how come your car is so shiny? I'm actually using the the Atomy dish detergent, and it makes my car really shiny and clean.
just wear the
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
the soap and then the dirty sponge. That's what I'll do with this one. I'm using it to wash my car too. Good idea. Don't throw
Good.
it out. I actually use all my blue sponges too to clean my concrete outside. So I'm like outside scrubbing my aluminum and concrete outside too. So that's why you don't need to throw away your sponges, just like what Mark does. He uses it for his car. I use it for my garage or whatever. So yeah, it lasts a really long time.
Yeah, our products are super, super amazing, multi-purpose. If you find different ways of using it, you'll notice the benefit. It just goes on and on. I can't believe you found 15 ways of using this, of mixing and using the dish detergent. 15 ways? I'm like, is there that many different types of cleaners?
Oh, and like this one too. I didn't show you guys. Like this, look at this one. This is a fruit and vegetable spray. So there's companies that sell it in a bottle. This one was $6 for 500 milliliter. I made it. I mean, this is double the size, and I used like a half a tablespoon in 1 liter, right? So this would have been like $12 then, or whatever. If I bought 2 of these, right, it would be 1 liter, and it'd be like $12. So I don't buy this anymore. This one doesn't even work that well, too. But we were actually allergic to the stuff that's on the fruits. So a lot of our fruits and vegetables that come in from out of the country is actually sprayed with sulfur. And so a lot of people are actually allergic to that. So we were actually getting swollen lips and things like that, and swollen tongues because we weren't washing our fruits and vegetables well enough. So that's why I had to buy this product to start cleaning our fruits and vegetables. But when I realized that this could replace it, I just kept using this, and we don't have any of those allergies anymore too.
Good.
You know, some people say you can use it to wash your pet. So I use the dish detergent and I wash my puppy. Yeah, I did it for a couple of times and she's fine. She's clean. Everything's great. But then I switched to the body cleanser, our Atomy body cleanser. So I wash my dog now with the body cleanser and she's so soft. Every time people pet her, they're like, "Oh, your dog is really soft." And I'm like, "Yeah, she's super soft." You know, after we shower her and dry her, she slips out of our hands.
Oh my God.
She's so soft. You know, when she wiggles, it's just like, "Oh, you're too soft." You know, you're falling off my hand. And she stays clean all week. I don't know how much people bathe their dog. I don't know.
Once a
But
year.
we give her bath about a week or a week and a half or so.
Wow.
So she's always very clean and it lasts, like you can't smell dog smell. I don't like dog smell.
Yeah.
She doesn't smell anything like a dog. She smells like Atomy.
Atomy smell.
That dog gets heme. That dog gets adding me spot treatment. Wow, this dog is so lucky. Do you want to take my dogs?
Yeah. Every time we take heme, her mouth is already licking. Like she's ready for it.
Peggy's dog love him or him.
Yeah. Yours
Peggy's
too.
dog
My
love
dog
him or
loves
him.
him.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, yours too. Oh, nice.
yeah, my dog. Yeah.
My dog will eat anything, so.
Give it to me. All right.
Okay,
It's a
well,
wonderful presentation.
Well, thank you so much, Diana.
Thank you so much, Diana.
Thank you, Diana.
And I'm so happy. I
Thank
have
you,
Marky.
Diana.
I have Eno.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Good night, everyone. Tita Irma, Irene.
Thank you,
Talia.
everybody.
Good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
Diana.
Good
Thank
night,
you,
Rebecca.
Diana. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Diana, you're a Wonder Woman. Thank you. I learned a lot from you.
Margaret, no.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, Diana.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Marky, everybody.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. Thanks, Tita.
See you tomorrow, Mom.
Okay,
See
thank
you.
you. Bye-bye.
Early morning.
All right.
Good night, classmate.
Good night, classmate.
You're very sweet.
Good night. Good night, Diana.
Lovey-dovey.
Lovey-dovey. Lovey-dovey. Kami si Soul.
Wala ka namang sahur. Nako.
Ganda.